Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 176th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. That's right, it's 176. We recorded 175, but it went to the black tapes for various technical reasons, so this is 176. Before we begin today, I would just like us to have a somber moment to acknowledge the retirement of podcasting great Andrew Clark. Made it 175 episodes, but you know what? Finishing on the top of his career, great move. I think everyone can agree that is a smart, classy thing to do.
Yeah, it was an interesting departure. No notice in the final episode, kind of lackluster celebration as a result, but I think we can all take this moment to really, observe just his impact on the podcasting milieu, if you will.
In the arms of an angel.
What's this? We're getting word.
Oh, that's Andrew Clark's music.
He's coming back for another season. Andrew Clark is on this podcast.
I'm here. What you were hearing was my in memoriam. But it turns out I'm not dead.
No, I think your music is just Sarah McLachlan's "In the Arms of an Angel."
That's
just
my...
your walkout music.
Yeah, no, Andrew Clark coming up to the bat for the Milwaukee Brewers. In the arms of an angel.
Yeah, well, I set this up as a Tom Brady comparison, but I'm totally cool to think about baseball. Do you think, they're given a roster, even? That you have to pick a walkout song from this track list? Or can they just roll up with an MP3 file and it's
you can't roll up with an MP3 file.
No, I'm sure they have to approve it.
Yeah, it'll be, barring approval, I think you can do whatever you want. People fuck around with it all the time. There's some great examples of people, trying to psych out pitchers by, playing music that has some significance to it. Like if a pitcher's girlfriend breaks up with them, they'll find a song about that pitcher's girlfriend's name and play it over the speaker as they're walking up. We did that type of shit. That's the reason, dude. I can specify that. Just oh yeah, that Portage dude's girlfriend broke up with him. We saw that on Twitter. All right. I know what our song is gonna be. I don't know. Fucking Samantha. Really get in his head.
Her name was Lola, and just the entire time walking to the at-bat. Yeah, no, not in that way. We're a progressive organization. His name was Lola. This is psychological warfare. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very progressive. Our psychological warfare, just getting down in the dirty. Really
we're
going
really
after a
inclusive in our psyops.
Yeah. Just getting at some teenager that honestly didn't really sign up for this.
I don't know. I haven't seen Pixar's Turning Red yet, but I don't know, man. Bullies in that. They you know what? They look like they would at least use the right pronouns.
I don't know. Other teams didn't participate in that nearly as much as we did, so maybe we were the bad egg. Maybe we were the malcontents that drove this toxic culture that I'm talking about.
Or the badasses.
Yeah, I mean, look, we did our fucking Oppo research. It was fun. We had bulletin board material. I don't know if you're familiar with that concept, Lucas, but in pro sports, whenever an enemy player, I don't know, an opposing player leading up to the game gives an interview that's even remotely critical of the team, they call it bulletin board material because the coach will then put that on the bulletin board and be like, look, this is what they think of us. We're ready to go do some shit. We had that in high school because we all knew each other. So we'd all be following people from the other teams. And I remember...
But not as a, hey, Jeremy from Portage just said that we stink. And because of that, we're going to show him up by beating his team. No, it's Jeremy from Portage called me gay. So... We're going to go fuck his girlfriend.
Oh.
No, plenty of that, too. The one that came to mind, though, is Troy Laufenberg, who went on to play for the Wisconsin Badgers. Star running back for Wanakee tweeted out, on Thursday, the night before the game, like, oh, hold up 1 sec, I gotta go beat some bums in football. Like, just had it out for us for some random reason. Held him to -2 rushing yards in the first half, and we won 17-0, shutting them out at home for the first time in like 40 years. They were like an elite football team. They had Madison money, and they got their absolute ass stomped in no small part due to this tweet. And then I think we all were doing all sorts of tweets like, oh, just a bunch of scrubs playing ball, like just another day at the office for us bums. Like, you know.
Also on the podcast today, we have a man who treats every field he walks onto rightfully as a field of battle. Ryan Holtz.
Win at all costs. Call
Ryan's
us Vladimir Putin.
Looking out over this cornfield with heavy armament.
Yeah. No, we're rolling up to rural small town America, some random ass podunk town, backwater as fuck, like, and we're like, no, our random ass podunk town that's backwater as fuck is superior to your random ass podunk town that's backwater as fuck.
All right, guys, bring it in. Come on, we gotta do this. Gotta set the mood. Now, I know we're all here to win. But remember, it's more important to make sure the other guys lose. That's what we're here to do today.
Mm-hmm. No, and that was...
I'm going to give each of you $200,000 every time you injure an opponent. And I will go on to be a Hall of Fame head coach.
Yeah. Fucking Max Mailer from Mount Horeb. You know he had some ankle injuries earlier this season. When you get a hold of that leg, you twist as you go down.
You know that 30-second clip from the Karate Kid I made you guys watch out of context? Sweep the legs. That's right. Listen to that, Sensei. Definitely the protagonist of that movie.
Full-on tripping. Just like soccer slides.
No,
taking
absolutely.
his legs out.
Paul Zek was adopted from Russia. Time to make 1 million illegal alien jokes.
Oh.
I mean, that's better, right? Like, he's a white guy, right? Like,
no, yes. Like, we also had a couple kids like that in Andrew and mine's high school.
I have heard. Yeah.
Boy, that was a politically complicated family.
I believe there was a racial element, though, in yours. At least we didn't have that in ours. It was somewhat more wholesome because it was just some white guy who grew up in the U.S. Like, he'd lived here his entire life and spoke perfect English and was white, but...
I don't.
He was from Russia, so the alien, look out.
I don't know the Russian kid you went to school with. Hope he was doing well in this current climate. Russian kid Andrew and I went to school with. I
don't.
You don't hope.
No,
you hope he's just absolutely falling apart.
He was not a great guy.
No, not at all.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is he up to? Ooh, the last time he was... When you Google his name... The only thing that comes up is his 2013 season roster inclusion on the high school that he went to.
The highlight of his career.
I don't know that he exists anymore.
Yeah, no, he's an agent. He is a fucking sleeper agent.
He has been recalled to the fatherland.
Yeah, no, Paul Zek is a Splinter Cell.
That is weird. I am actually very weirded out by the fact that I could not find anything about this dude. Because I definitely have, like, mutual friends and stuff. Like, like I said, like, people knew each other. The top-tier athletes all followed each other.
I don't want to be morbid, but you would have seen an obituary, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think I found his LinkedIn. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I take it back. Yeah, no, definitely found his LinkedIn. He is a loss control representative at Berkshire Hathaway in Phoenix. So, doing fine.
Well, as fine as anyone can be doing in Phoenix, I guess. I'm Lucas the Writer, and I'm coming for you, Phoenix, Arizona. You had it too good for too long.
Yeah, Phoenix has had it great.
No, I think we can all agree Phoenix is a city that shouldn't exist, but it's not like a bad place to live. Like, people seem to like Phoenix.
People have been brainwashed to like Phoenix. I find it impossible to believe that someone can unironically enjoy that city.
I agree. Yep, I can't name a single TV show that takes place in Phoenix, Arizona. You know what? Like, there was briefly a sitcom on Fox, Sons of Tucson. And yeah, that's how bad Phoenix is. Tucson is getting a TV show before Phoenix. There's no Friends of Phoenix out there, is what I'm saying.
Isn't there a show called Raising Phoenix? I don't know if that was the name of the baby, but I think it was like a 3 Men and a Baby show.
Oh.
No, that was something else. It was called
else.
Raising something, though, I think.
Sure it was
Rising Phoenix was a 2020 film?
Fuck me.
Oh. No. What is it? Raising
Documentary
something.
film. That Prince Harry was in? I don't know. Whatever. Raising Arizona?
Documentary.
No, that's
Raising Arizona.
Oh, okay.
That's probably it. But I see 5 on the Wikipedia. American Body Shop, Animal Cops Phoenix, The Brothers Brannigan, which I've never heard of that, but it reminds me of Zap Brannigan. It was from the 60s, so yeah. Medium. Okay.
All right.
Medium's a legit show.
That's okay.
The others, not so much. I don't know why Medium was set in fucking Phoenix. Feels like it could be just set in any old city, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
130 episodes of Medium.
Oh, yeah. No, Medium is huge, man.
Wasn't that that one procedural cop show about like witness protection in Phoenix?
They're not saying it, at least on the Wikipedia.
No.
But that could be out of date. I mean, Medium, man. What do you... Medium, a show where cops contract a medium to help them solve crimes. What else could you want?
That's right.
Oh, wait, no. The show that I'm thinking of is in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh.
Well, there's plenty of Albuquerque.
I have nothing against Albuquerque. Bugs Bunny always got lost there. Totally fine in my books.
Saul Goodman, Walter White,
No.
Jesse Pinkman, just bumming around there. Albuquerque, comparatively very small to what I assumed based on its cultural impact. So,
Right.
as I recently learned.
I think it was like a checkpoint way back during like Western frontier days. A lot of people going to California would stop there, and that's like why it's a thing in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah. I mean, same with fucking Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Based on Santa Fe's, like, perception. Maybe it's just the Newsies song.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
just assume Santa Fe is this fucking sick place with a ton of people. But
Dating someone who lived in Santa Fe
Albuquerque's
for a while.
bigger than
She had
Kansas
nothing
City.
but great things to say about it.
what is?
Albuquerque is bigger than Kansas City population-wise.
Huh.
It's like decently big, but it's not like huge.
Yeah.
It's under 1 million people metro. So that's what, like, going to be in the 50s in the United States. There's going to be like over a dozen cities in California alone that have more.
Yeah. Milwaukee has a bigger population than Albuquerque and Kansas City.
Yeah, Milwaukee's fucking big, boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small market, but big in the terms of like actual people.
Small market, big impact. The new album by Kendrick Lamar.
Small market, big dick. Milwaukee.
We're taking that small market big dick energy as we head into News of the Week. Bobby Kotick's buddies are being investigated for insider trading with Activision stock.
Is he still
So
there?
here's he is still there somehow. Here's my thing with insider trading. Mm-hmm. When a large company gets sold, there's no way you cannot insider trade that. Right?
Yes.
Like, it's just, you know that this company's going to get sold and you know how the stock is going to go. How do you not insider trade?
I think
you just can't trade. Like, you have to hold. No
I
matter
think
what.
the like kind of legal understanding is that you can't sell at like its highest point. You have to wait for the stock to drop.
Or buy, or anything. Like, you can't buy options. You can't do puts. You can't nothing. Like, you have to just hold the line. Otherwise, it's automatically illegal. I don't know how fucking insider trading works. Basically,
Yeah.
the company that I work for does stock grants, and we're allowed to sell them whenever because they're very limited supply. Like, I can only make a couple $100 off of them. And yeah, our stock price was like really inflated, and I knew that, and so I sold, and then it predictably went down, and I was like, all right, did I insider trade? Like,
Yes.
No one told me, hey, Ryan, we're not doing so hot, get ready. I was just like, that's too high, and then sold.
It's so weird that you say that, because I also work for a company that has like stock grants for employees, and we go through like mountains of training like multiple times a year, saying what we can and can't do, and we have blackout periods where we are physically prohibited from buying or selling stock, other than like for a 3-month or a 3-week period of time each financial quarter. And that is the only window that we are able to buy or sell stock. If we try to outside of that window, it literally says you can't. And if you sell inside that window, they keep saying there's still a really solid chance that the IRS will call you.
I mean, it's very small. At the end of the day, I'm talking like 10 shares or whatever for me. But yeah, it was still like, I don't know, that seems high. I work here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to last forever. Might as well do it now. And then it worked out. And then I was like, oh, did I break the law? I'm just a little baby.
Bobby Kotick and his buddies suck. That is how I'm going to close out, like, my final thoughts on that. But I just sat through a meeting at my company about, I get stock options, apparently. I get stock options that I can turn into stock. Mm-hmm. Not totally sure how this works since my company isn't publicly traded, but interested to find out.
Yeah, what company are you buying? Like,
my own.
I didn't click on the article, but his buddies are not Bobby Kotick's buddies. It's David Geffen, Barry Diller, and Alexander von Furstenberg. All three of those people are way more famous than Bobby Kotick.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Bobby Kotick and his cronies.
Yeah, no, these three people.
Warren Buffett and Bill Gates.
Yeah. These people control Bobby Kotick like a fucking marionette, if anything. Like, these are huge names. But, no, fair.
Speaking of huge names, Nintendo announces that Advanced Wars Reboot Camp, a game where fictional countries based on real nation fight wars, will be indefinitely delayed in light of world events. The original game released on September 11th, 2001.
Oh my god.
So the 11th is fine. The 11th just means shit, bad timing.
Yeah.
12th is like, no, you went ahead and did it after that shit went down. Like 11th, there's nothing you can do to change at
there's
that point.
There's a good chance. I mean, there is guaranteed that this game released hours before the World Trade Centers were attacked.
Yes.
Like they what were they supposed to do? Like rip the games out of the consoles of the people that were already playing it?
Yeah, just literally issue a kill command. Although nothing was connected to the internet at that point, so
right?
You literally could not prevent it. But it
12.
is funny that they just keep. We gotta stop them from releasing games.
Yeah, I know what's gonna happen next time.
This just keeps.
We're announcing our biggest, most ambitious game ever. Everyone starts crying because they know the end is upon us.
Yeah, exactly. In this edition, you play on the side of God versus the evil forces of Satan as God attempts to cleanse the scourge of demons that have taken over the planet.
The earth is split open, pouring the legions of hell upon him.
Yeah. It is hell on earth, quite literally, in the new Advance Wars fucking Satan's Alley.
Satan.
And it would have to be in the Nintendo Direct or like E3, whatever that voice is of that announcer who's like, yeah, welcome to Advance Wars, Satan's Alley.
Like not
on this game, we're going to be talking a little something about evil. Like
that voice that's not quite somebody doing a Fallon impression, but definitely that like affect.
Yeah,
100%.
It's like energy.
Yeah,
it's like it's supposed to be like injecting that extra energy, but it just comes off as so blatantly like sycophantic that it's kind of painful.
Although I think the Nintendo brand has kind of owns it at this point. Like, if anyone else did the VA for a Nintendo Direct, I think people would be legitimately upset.
Yeah, probably. You just affect whatever voice. And those voice actors are tempted. No one would notice. No, it's not credited, I'm sure, whoever's doing it. Unless they made a big stink about it on social media, and then you're never working again, so...
Nintendo, hire us to voice a Nintendo Direct.
Ooh, yeah, give me some copy. I'll do my audition right now.
Okay, it doesn't really work over an auditory medium where I tell you what to say. But we can set this up as a bit if we ever need material on a Quarantine Cast episode.
Do some
A total of 9 women have come forward alleging that Sony PlayStation has a professional culture that is hostile towards women.
I feel like we are existing in a world where we haven't reached the singularity of people realizing that all environments are toxic towards and hostile towards women and people of color and sexual minorities and
yeah.
I feel like they've hinted at that, but no one's quite come to grips that
several dozen women have accused the population of Earth of a culture of sexual harassment and a locker room culture.
Right. Can we just say that, like, capitalism is hostile towards any, like, non-hegemonic class?
Yeah.
Like, that's by design at a certain point.
We live in a society.
I feel like you guys are pitching an Adam McKay movie right now.
Just women suing the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But yes,
Kids Club's coming off.
Like, this is not insignificant. Obviously, it's bad. It's unfortunate, but it is to be expected, which is the worst part out of all of it.
Right. I don't... Unfortunately, any of these legacy video game companies, there's not an entirely clean one among the bunch, which is probably true of any company that has existed for more than 20, 30 years, 10 years, yeah.
And even the smaller ones that are newer.
Yeah,
right.
And the smaller ones that are newer might be worse. There's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism. Woo!
Maybe
Say
even
it louder.
Maybe even no such thing as ethical creation under capitalism.
I mean, that's consumption. Like,
Yeah.
creation is just a form of consumption.
Yeah. I intentionally had this doc laid out so that Sony's March 9th State of Play would be the follow-up.
Oh my god,
Wow,
man.
they're really treating the Sony with the kid gloves. This is very different from your other headlines where company that is associated with NFTs is a shithole, terrible company.
And I will kill anyone that buys their games. Sony has a history of sexual harassment amongst their women. But Capcom's Exoprimal will launch in 2023. It's robots versus dinosaurs.
No, it's robots versus Dion swords, which is so much better.
Oh fuck!
I want to leave the Dion sword.
Okay, it's a mix of Deion Sanders and Celine Dion's. It's the perfect matchup.
And the band Dion, right? Who does the Fallout. I'm the type of guy who will never settle down. I'm pretty sure that's Dion. Am I right?
I like all three of those entities. You roll them together, I won't want to kill them as a robot.
Yeah, that was Dion who sang The Wanderer.
Dion DiMucci.
Yeah. Spelled the same way, too. Deion Sanders has an E, so I don't know if Deion Sanders gets in on the mix. But definitely Celine Dion singing The Wanderer. And a 30-foot tall lizard.
Honestly, not gonna lie, the Deion Sanders part of the Deion store was like doing most of the heavy lifting. So okay, yeah.
So never mind.
Let's go. Yeah.
Your pitch is going out the window. Well, my question is, so dinosaur means terrible lizard. Which one's terrible and which one's lizard?
Soar is lizard.
Soar is lizard.
Yeah.
Dion's terrible.
Yes.
Okay. So it is. So they are lizards that are named Dion and associated with Celine Dion and Dion DiMucci.
Do we have to rename those now that we found out most dinosaurs had feathers?
No, because they're still like
Lizards.
They're reptiles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not birds. Birds are descended from reptiles in the same way that
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
There was some mixing going on there. The feathers eventually fell out of style with lizards and reptiles, but birds still became a thing. So
Yeah.
That's like when people say that like an alligator is a dinosaur. It's like, no, it's just been around since dinosaurs. Like they are not that closely related at the end of the day. Their common ancestors not that. Their common ancestors farther apart than we are to dinosaurs. Like, you know, we think of it as like dinosaurs were just literally an imperceptible amount of time or inconceivable amount of time ago. But then there are huge swaths of time, even within dinosaur time. So
dinosaur time.
Dinosaurs had it pretty good for a while.
Yeah, no.
They had it too good for too long. I'm glad the meteor came.
Honestly, we wouldn't be here.
No?
You don't know.
Dinosaurs, we'd be dino people.
We could be, way cooler.
we're all. I don't think that like someone did a study and they don't think that cold-blooded animals would ever be able to like sustain higher brain function. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think like warm-blooded is a necessity in order to like reach. So like lizard aliens and shit are all like basically impossible with our current understanding of biology. So probably not. We'd just be boring.
Yeah. They can't stay awake long enough to gain sentience, so.
They can't eat mushrooms fast enough to expand their consciousness.
Ghostwire Tokyo is still happening.
What's that?
That's a scary game that was entirely sold on that one woman's charm and enthusiasm at that one E3 press conference, and then she left the project, and then everyone was like,
Don't care anymore.
No.
I'm realizing 176 episodes in, I'm realizing my role here when you do these data drops, I know way more than the average consumer of this stuff. Okay. So when I don't know something, I should probably ask what it is and not just, all right, on to the next thing. Because like, I can almost guarantee that the general public would not know either if I don't know. So yeah.
Okay, look at us still learning as it's a process, everyone. Yeah. It's a craft. This is a craft that we're continuing to hone. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy. You know what? I like this title more that I miswrote in here. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Paradise is also still happening and out in 4 days.
And it's time again. What's that? And also, how does it differ? Like, what was the typo?
I think it should just be Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy.
That feels a little sketchy, copyright-wise, right? Can you put a well-known title in your game series?
So like,
associated with it is a Final Fantasy game, though.
Yes, it is a prequel to the first Final Fantasy game that no one asked for.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's fucking cringe. And people are here for it.
People are here for the cringe.
People are here for the cringe.
If there's one thing people like, it's cringe.
I think they fucking licensed System of a Down music to put into this game.
Oh,
and that's what the main character is canonically rocking out to.
Holy shit.
Fights demons and shit, yeah.
System of a Down and Muse just like fucking going for that edgelord.
Yeah.
There you go.
Huh? Forspoken comes out on October 11th and looks like it'll really suffer for coming out after Elden Ring.
Like it won't compare, or that people will be burnt out on that genre?
Both, actually. That, like, it invites a lot of comparisons to Elden Ring, and I can't see a world in which this game executes better than Elden Ring. Also, black female protagonist, and by the sound of the reporting that's out currently, they didn't have a single black person in the writer's room for this game, so we'll fucking see how this goes.
Well, is it like a fantasy game? Like,
yeah, because they're not. I don't think they're African American.
Yeah. Right? Or are they?
An African American girl is isekai'd, transported into a fantasy world.
Okay, then yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably need something there. Jesus Christ. Why would you make that concept? And then just, nah, we don't need that. Like, we don't need to understand where our main character is coming from culturally.
No.
She'll just say yo a lot and
Oh, man.
carry a boombox on her shoulder. Like, what the
Are they
fuck?
here for this cringe, Lucas? Is this the cringe you asked for?
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Bunch of mid-20s or 30s white guys just like, we did it. Representation.
There's a new Gundam game that looks kind of sick, I guess. All the arcade beat-em-up style TMNT games are releasing in the Cowabunga collection. I like that name more than I like any of those games, I think. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle is getting remastered for the PlayStation 4 and 5. The character count is up to 50 from 38. Trish and Prosciutto are new additions to the game.
Wait, is
I'm
that how you
excited.
pronounce it? Prosciutto?
Wait, is the food pronounced prosciutto or prosciutto?
Prosciutto.
His name is Prosciutto.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought that they just fucked up that pronunciation when naming the character, which
No, that's me.
very possible.
Yeah.
Also, you live corrected the copy. Mm-hmm. How'd you know?
I remembered. I've
But
kind
you
of-
wrote it.
I have my
You
finger
forgot
on the
it
pulse
and-
of this one.
You forgot it and you re-remembered it. You wrote the original copy.
Well, I saw that and then I realized, like, oh no, I combined the fact that they're adding 12 new characters with the fact that the game originally had 38 characters. And it's like, okay, no, it's time to self-correct.
I think we need some fact-checking. Andrew. Andrew's fact-check corner. How many characters are in the original JoJo Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle?
I'm looking. Well, Andrew does that. I'm looking forward to this one coming out. I might spend $60 on this just for shits and giggles. And also, I think when the original one came out on the PlayStation 3, the part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that just ended had been out for like 5 weeks, so no one was really sure what was going on there, and that they try to fill in those gaps could be pretty entertaining.
Is there a chance that this game or its previous versions end up in round 1 in Burbank and you can play it to your heart's content?
I mean, so we know for a fact that they got just PlayStation 2s running in those cabinets. I feel like with the rate
40.
at which... Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Oof.
It's me. I fucked
False
up.
reporting.
With the rate of how quickly technology is rendered obsolete, we're not that far off from just PlayStation 4s running in those cabinets, right? Yeah.
People have been starting to crack PlayStation 3 emulation, so yeah, probably.
We're getting there.
That stuff seems like it's coming.
Trexiomi is trying to make samurai games a trend. Congratulations, Andrew. Returnal DLC. The Dio Fiend Chronicle is a pretty anime-looking tactics game.
RTO.
Valkyrie Chronicles also looks very anime and is apparently a part of a long-running series. I don't know. These last two are kind of interesting to me, and I appreciate that because Square Enix almost certainly needs a win internally right now because that Chocobo kart racing game that we made fun of as being a Mario Kart ripoff is apparently $50 and riddled with microtransactions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The best kind. Not only is it expensive, so you get the money on the front end, but there's microtransactions, so you get it on the back end. Except for no one will play it, so you won't get any money at all, ever.
It's China Syndrome, the video game. So it's like Balin's Wonderworld or whatever? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
absolute scam of a game.
By the sound of it,
Fun.
it's fucking... I don't know what's going on at Square Enix as a company. It seems like they did a lot of heavy lifting in this Sony State of Play, but also they put out a lot of bad games recently in a way that's concerning. I don't know.
Yeah. Trek to Yomi reminds me, Andrew, the free game of the month this month on PlayStation was a Ghost of Tsushima whatever game.
It's the multiplayer.
Is it a demo?
No, it's the multiplayer mode. So Ghost
They
of
say it's a demo. I don't know what that means.
I don't think it's actually a demo.
I'll look at my receipt.
So Ghost of Tsushima came out, and then several months later, Ghost of Tsushima Ghosts, I think it's called, or something like that, came out as like a free expansion to the game that added multiplayer.
Ghost of Tsushima Legends?
Legends, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. They say in parentheses, demo. I got it, and I was like, is this the thing? I haven't tried downloading it or playing it or anything like that, but...
I think Call of Duty has made the idea of you're getting just the multiplayer part of this game commonplace enough that they wouldn't have to preface it with demo.
Yeah, I don't think it is actually a demo. I think it's just labeled incorrectly.
As long as it's just labeled incorrectly and I didn't download the wrong thing. When I went to buy the PlayStation free games or whatever, because it was like, last chance, I clicked it and then it said nothing because I'd gotten them all, including Sonic Team Racing. Mostly from James Willems.
Oh shit.
So he's a big fan of Sonic Team Racing.
I don't... What Sonic characters are even in that?
I don't think it's just Sonic. I want to say it's like that whole... Is it Capcom? I don't know.
I can fact check.
Andrew's fact check corner.
Sonic is owned by Sega, who also owns the Yakuza games and the Persona Shin Megami Tensei games.
Which would be a great crossover.
Fuck yeah.
After selecting one of the 15 characters from the series cast. So I think it is all Sonic characters.
Oh, that's boring. Andrew's fact check corner. Yeah.
Sonic Team Racing characters. We got Dr. Eggman.
Okay.
Tails.
Okay.
Metal Sonic. Shadow the Hedgehog. Amy Rose. Knuckles the Echidna.
Okay.
Big the Cat. Silver the Hedgehog.
I have never heard of that one.
Donda Pa.
Donda?
Is that a Kanye album?
Yeah, it's Kanye.
Possibly. Vector the Crocodile. Vector the Crocodile. Blaze the Cat. Sonic the Hedgehog. E123 Omega. Espio the Chameleon.
It's made up at a certain point, right?
No.
I can't get over the Cockodile.
Crocodile.
Listen, man, he's going out. He's having a good time. He's made a name for himself in the community, you know? You see Vector the Crocodile at your club, you know it's about to turn up.
There's an area there for a good bit.
Zavok and Rouge the Bat. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, Rouge the Bat, of course.
Oma Chow. Cream the Rabbit, Jet the Hawk,
Okay,
Infinite,
Cream, yeah.
Charmy Bee.
Charmy Bee? Is that Cardi B's originator?
Charmy Bee.
Oh, like Charmy the Bee?
Yeah.
It's a literal
yes.
bee?
Yeah. And then Sticks the Badger.
This badger?
Yeah.
Of all the... What are those little pieces of shit called?
A lot of those that you mentioned are non-racers. They're not actually part of the roster.
What?
Oh, they just hang out?
Yeah, the roster is Zavok, the weird monster thing, Dr. Eggman, Metal Sonic, Omega, the robot, Rouge, the Bat Cat.
No, Rouge the Bat.
That is okay. Shadow the Hedgehog, Vector the Crocodile, Silver the Hedgehog, Blaze the Cat, Big the Cat, Chow, Amy, Knuckles, Tails, Sonic. Wait, hold on. Miles Tails Prower is his name? His name is not actually Tails. Tails is a nickname.
Yeah, because he has two tails.
Is Sonic his actual name?
It is Sonic the Hedgehog, followed by Miles Tails Prower.
Why doesn't Sonic have a stupid random name?
I don't know. There's Sonic
Knuckles.
the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Echidna,
Knuckles
And
has
like
shit
fucking
on his
Jeremy.
knuckles. Jeremy. Like all of the characters are related to their names in a way that it would make more sense for them to be nicknames.
Some of them have just regular names, like Amy Rose. I don't know what she is, but that's her name, Amy Rose.
She's like the one. All the rest of them, like,
Yeah.
like I'm saying, Knuckles has like shit on his knuckles. So like, did his parents see that and go, "Your name's gonna be Knuckles"? Or was that a nickname that he developed over the years? It makes more sense for it to be a nickname, but like, it would make sense also if this kids genre decided we'll just name all these characters and then fix it later. I don't understand. If you're gonna open that Pandora's box by naming Tails something other than Tails, then I don't get it. But what can you do? Sounds like we all need to download the game and get on.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing conflicting reports online about what Sonic, if Sonic even has a real name.
Sonic,
Sonic.
if that is your real name.
Yeah.
Who are Sonic's parents? Is
Uh,
this all going to be fanfic
Todd and Linda.
bullshit?
Oh,
No,
Todd
that
and Linda,
owl.
they're humans.
That owl, right? From the movie? Is that canon?
I didn't see the movie.
Bernadette Hedgehog was the mother of Sonic the Hedgehog and wife of Jules Hedgehog. Bernie was one of the students of Nate Morgan along with Sir Charles Hedgehog and future husband Jules, with whom she debated with and won all the time. Sonic has canonical parents.
Yeah.
Or at least the wiki says that.
Okay, so the Sonic lore is weird because unlike a lot of Japanese companies, and actually this is probably because I think Sega was partly founded by an American venture, like Sonic lore, American Sonic lore and Japanese Sonic lore did not intersect until very recently. For most of Sonic's life, those were kept as independent entities.
I feel like this is a little editorialized, but I love it. The first sentence of the Jules Hedgehog entry is, Jules Hedgehog was the husband of Bernadette Hedgehog, brother of renowned scientist Sir Charles Hedgehog, and father of world-famous freedom fighter and hero Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic's just a fucking terrorist.
Yes! Taking down the evil Eggman Empire. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Let's see. What did he do? He was mortally injured, and then he became a part robot, and which robbed him of emotion and free will.
Oh.
But then it was restored.
How do you give someone their free will back?
I don't know. It was restored, and then when after Dr. Robotnik died, he was reunited with his son.
Andrew, you've seen 3 seasons of that show we always make fun of. If anyone knows how to give a robot their free will back, it's you. What was
There
it?
you go.
When they're in the park. Can't think of it
Westworld?
right. Yes!
You didn't
Thank
actually forget the name.
I forgot the name Westworld. Generic name, very forgettable.
I don't think anyone gave anyone their free will back either. I think it was rather like the whole thing was that it was fucked up and everyone was really scared of it happening. Also, Bernadette Hedgehog had the same story where she was turned into a robot and became a mindless servant for years.
Okay.
And then after the war, they restored her free will and she was able to be a mom for Sonic. But like at that point, Sonic's like a terrorist soldier.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, I got my self-awareness back. I can't wait to go cuddle my loving child son, and he's just covered in blood and holding guns. And he's like, I blew up a building. There were children in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta do. It's for the greater good.
I just looked it up. Apparently, hedgehogs live for 2 to 5 years. So her being a slave for years is most of her life.
In theory, but
Yeah, but Sonic.
it sounds like she's canonically 42. So
Yeah, I feel like these
Apparently not.
are more ethereal beings than actual animals.
Also, does Sonic take place in the future, like our future?
I think in everything except... Well, no, even in the movie, like, Sonic's an alien.
But like in mainline Sonic lore,
Oh.
is Sonic in our future? Because it says that Bernadette Hedgehog was born in 3195. Is Sonic just in the future, like 1,000 years in the future?
I think it's a Star Wars thing where it's like the scope of it's so far out there that like time kind of loses meaning. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. This looks like it's all from like a comic.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing her being
Probably an Archie comic.
roboticized.
Oh.
Yeah. Added by Thought Prad. So.
Roboticized sounds like a robot exorcism, like getting the robot out of you.
No.
Sounds like a robot lobotomy.
Ah.
It's putting the robot in there.
No, that's just a robotomy. Ah.
They have a screen cap of their reunion. Bernadette with Sonic. He seems rather unplussed. So rather nonplussed, is that what it is?
Non-pulsed.
So
Non-pause.
here's your okay, now we're all confusing. there's a link to that. I don't know. Sonic lore.
I don't like his face there.
Why?
Yeah, no, he seems rather confident.
Did she stop aging when she was a robot? Because that it seems like it's setting up a weird dynamic.
Are you saying that you can tell how old cartoon hedgehogs are?
All I'm saying, like, if I just imagine that if I became a robot and then was turned into not a robot, that'd be pretty hard living. You know, I feel like it'd be rougher for wear. She seems like she's coming out of this one fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's better living.
It could be.
Maybe it freezes.
Get on it, Elon.
Yeah, get that mind link going. I want to be a
real life Eggman.
Yeah, I want to be a future hedgehog freedom fighter.
Yeah.
They use the term freedom fighter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Sonic was invented in the 90s. Like, terrorists weren't a thing back then.
I mean, we all have to salute our brave Mujahideen fighters of Saudi Arabia, right? I feel like there's a not insignificant chance that something like that happens with Ukraine in the future.
Oh, boy.
We're all, like, kind of regretting being so, like, the entire world being behind them. But, you know, we'll figure it out.
No, too soon. Too soon to make that dark joke. I'm going to wait.
But how long? I don't think you're going to have much time.
Yeah. But I am going to shuffle things onto the meme corner. Nobody knows the difference between UI and UX, but boy, are people arguing about the form they take in Elden Ring.
Wait, people don't know the difference?
I don't think so. I don't think people know the difference between user interface and user experience, but...
They're very different.
Yeah.
One's like a very tangible thing about the game. The other's like...
Game
basically,
feel.
yeah, just like, I don't know, what is it like? Like,
doesn't feel good to push this button.
Right. It's like stats versus the eye test, like in sports. Like you can't...
No.
One of them is very easily definable, and the other is not at all.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of my purview, being an anime fan, and like having to keep up with some of these conversations for my job. But boy, do people seemingly acting in bad faith immediately ascribe all of Elden Ring's UI and UX decisions to the fact that the game is from Japan. When no, this isn't a cultural expression going on here, because I can think of a lot of Japanese games that I enjoy that have very different UI and UX from Elden Ring. So to say, yeah, this is better because it wasn't made by fucking Ubisoft people in Canada is just wild. And also, I don't think it is by any means racist or xenophobic to, criticize any element of Elden Ring. Yeah.
And, oh yeah, you definitely have a lot of that criticism, I'm sure. Of all that detailed shit.
So, it was in the black tapes. Become a $10 Patreon tier subscriber to hear chunks of it, maybe.
Yeah, never know. Might redo it. So my question is, I watched Donkey's video, and of course he loved it, but he liked all the other FromSoft games too, and I loved those videos as well.
Yes.
But, like, it does look like the same, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Okay. I did expect a lot more. Is that bad?
No, that's fair.
I definitely expected it to be a departure in some level from their previous entries. Like, it felt like Sekiro was kind of a departure, like from what I had seen gameplay wise. This wasn't. This felt like a return to like their old style. I couldn't even get a sense of like what was open world about the game, like from that video.
I don't think his video had any open world segments in it, really. Like, I don't remember any bits of him riding around on a horse or anything. That kind of exploration. I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying that this video game is basically Dark Souls 4, whereas I think a fairer comparison would be, like, this is Demon Souls 2, where it is...
Most people aren't going to be able to have that conversation.
No, and that's
and
fair.
Parse the difference between those.
If you're out there and you get it, you're fucking cool. But, in a lot of ways, this is, like, a return to form for them after Sekiro was, I think, definitely a niche hit. In Bloodborne, I think maybe the most popular, critically acclaimed one of these, which just gave people a fucking gun, and it was in, like, 40 years ago London. So it is... It's definitely in their wheelhouse. The open element is impressive and cool and works well, but that's not... It's not as much of a departure as, like, some people have maybe claimed it is.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I feel like their marketing, if anything, was part of the perception, at least, that it was, nah, man, we're doing our own thing now. This is Zelda. This is Zelda now. And everyone was like, yo, I'm gonna actually finally play this game. And then they were like, what the fuck?
This has also been an ongoing conversation, and I think... So I'm not going to say that this is the most accessible From Software game, because accessibility is unfortunately not a thing that From Software really considers for any of their games. And I'm not talking about difficulty when I say accessible. I'm talking about, like, this game doesn't have a colorblind mode or anything like that. If you are in some way differently abled, you might struggle with this game. They didn't put considerations in this game for you, and that fucking sucks. It is the most approachable, though, in that, anytime you get stuck somewhere, you can go do anything else in a way that you could kind of do for previous games, but much more so for this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think you want to just... Oh, shit, Andrew's not going to be able to leave.
Right.
Should we bail and come back, or should we...
I think we kind of have to.
All right, bail and come back and see what happens. I'll wait 10 seconds.
Good call. Best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All undone by a dog.
By a dog.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you know what's going on with my brother in Christ? You made the meme.
I'm not on social media.
Hooray!
So I feel like a lot of the times I don't.
You're free.
I don't get this shit. I mean, I'm on TikTok, I guess, so I should take that back.
See any good TikToks lately? Are you in any blank TikToks?
I don't think so. No, not so much. Okay. But it looks like Andrew's arrived to explain the meme.
Which meme? The my brother in Christ, you made the...
No, give us a detailed breakdown of the pros and cons of Elden Ring's UI and UX, and I explain the difference between the two.
No, what? Is that a meme? Is that funny to you?
I mean, no, it's deeply upsetting. I just vented about it, but I was doing shtick. What is this meme, Andrew?
Okay, so I think the original meme that the format came from is like white people always complain about Subway, motherfucker, you made the sandwich.
Uh-huh.
I think is the original joke, and it kind of devolved from there, like getting more and more political, but then also like the reference, instead of calling someone a motherfucker, just kept getting more and more polite and formal. So it was like, white people always complain about inflation. Comrade, you made the capitalist system, like that kind of thing. And then it got into like just all the ones I see now always refer to the person as my brother in Christ. So it's like Americans always complain about gas prices. My brother in Christ, you made the automobile reliant infrastructure, is one I saw the other day. But yeah, it's just saying you are responsible for this thing you're complaining about. But then also the ironic religion is really funny to me. That's a trend that I've seen a lot of, like, people will post super crazy or cringe shit, and then people will comment, does this glorify God?
Yeah.
I've seen the does this glorify God one going around for a while.
Yeah.
I've seen the, like, y'all need to start behaving yourselves on my Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's an OG.
That's a classic.
Mm.
So, all variations of this.
Right. Weird. Weird stuff as we head into the breakouts. I beat Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, and now all must recognize my sovereignty.
Are we included in all, or all in Elden Ring?
Yes.
What's the planet that Elden Ring takes place in?
The lands between?
That didn't sound confident. Andrew's Fact Check Corner.
I don't think anyone knows the planet.
Andrew's Fact Check Corner.
They never say the planet. It's just like, this is taking place in like a weird interdimensional thing that you as a tarnished were
Elden Ring takes
banished
place
from.
in the lands between, sometime after the destruction of the titular Elden Ring and the scattering of the shards, the Great Runes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Land between. There you go.
I'm glad we're focusing on the setup here, because can we take a moment to potentially analyze George R.R. Martin through his writing?
Why not?
I think, after experiencing Game of Thrones, being generally familiar with the works of A Song of Ice and Fire, and now playing Elden Ring, which he had some level of influence in crafting the narrative and lore of the story, that George R.R. Martin might have, if not a fetish, some kind of obsession with cuckolding.
Is that a shocker to you? Like,
Little bit. So the woman I just beat, Renala, Queen of the Full Moon.
Right.
and by beat, I mean I had sex with her in front of her husband.
Oh boy, I wish. Her husband canonically leaves her to be with Marika, ruler of the Elden Ring. She is cuckolded within the narrative of this story.
She's cuckweened.
Yes. And this is like the third time this has happened in a major plot-specific way in a piece of writing that George R.R. Martin contributed to. And I feel like you get one of those before people start raising eyebrows.
I mean,
Wait, what are the others? I want to know.
You're using cuckoldry in like the classical sense of just adultery is going on, or like someone left their spouse. You're not saying the sovereign of the moon lady watched her husband bang the Elden Ring lady. She was not cuckolded in that way. Just her husband cheated on her. And that's a thing.
That's what I was expecting.
I'd say probably at least half of like all narratives is that there's some sort of adultery going on.
Actually, I think I'm about to run into some people who are like the kids of her ex-husband Radigan, and I'm not sure where they come from, but yeah, the other two examples that I can think of offhand, and actually as I contemplate this for the first time out loud, Robert Baratheon was canonically cucked twice in the narrative of Game of Thrones.
3 times.
Wait, who's the third?
Oh, wait, you're talking...
Yeah, no, just twice.
I thought you meant because he had 3 bastard kids.
No, twice because Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar.
Yeah.
And then, Cersei and Lancelot. I almost said Lancelot, which isn't even Lancel, which is... She did sleep with Lancel, but that was after Robert Baratheon died. No, with Jaime.
No.
Do we know if that was the first time they did it?
Lancel? Yeah, it's pretty heavily implied that like it's because of Jaime's absence, and she hasn't been apart from Jaime since basically Robert became the king, because Jaime was immediately named Kingsguard just to piss off Tywin Lannister, because Tywin wanted Jaime to take over, his whole thing. But Jaime was honorable.
I'm not sure
level.
I'm not sure I agree with how you're cucking. How you're counting this cucking.
I don't agree with your cucking methods.
I have some questions about this cuck count.
So, but then Cersei was cucked thousands of times.
That's fair.
So, I don't... It's just cheating. That's why...
There wasn't a ring on it.
That's why we're... Yes, she was.
What? She was married?
No.
Robert Baratheon slept with thousands of women.
That's
untold
fair. Okay.
thousands. So it's just if cheating is cucking, then yeah, I guess, but I don't think it's the same.
Guys, I think I'm just now realizing Cersei and Robert might not have had a healthy relationship.
This is low-key problematic. It's kind of toxic.
Robert's not some innocent good guy who was getting fucked over by the Lannisters. He's just a fucking... He used the definition of a what's it called? What's the... Where you just follow whatever gives you pleasure.
Hedonist?
Hedonist. Yeah. He was like
That's
the
fair.
model of a hedonist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, I think... Look, I don't know if there were some incest things going on between the Lannister twins for, forever, but I think it was part of the story that Cersei was... really happy to be married to Robert Baratheon. She thought that was dope. And then he was a horrible guy. And she's like, I'm not happy with this anymore. And
he wasn't necessarily a horrible guy, but he never loved her. He married her.
Yeah, he was a horrible husband.
He was a horrible husband.
Man, but...
And they quickly fell into an arrangement of we're just married to keep the kingdom together. And they even make that joke in the show where they're like, sometimes I literally think the only thing keeping this entire thing together is our marriage. Or Cersei says that. He's like, sometimes I wonder what even holds it all together. And she's like, our marriage. And they cheers to that and have a brief moment of yes. As we then later proved when Cersei killed him, that was all that was holding it together. So, yeah.
But anyway, what makes me think George R. R. Martin might have fucking fantasy name.
Everyone's done that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, America. George R. R. Martin might have a weird obsession with this. And now this is getting into a part of the game that he might not have written. It depends on how many layers down he went in the world building. The entire society that Rhaenyra, Queen of the Full Moon, kind of rules over, the concept of cuckolding pops up in some weird ways. She runs a magic academy, and the people who haven't figured out how to do magic yet meditate on it in the Church of the Cuckoo.
Cuckoo or cuckoo?
Whatever the bird is called.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. The Church of the Cuckoo. That cucks are named
clock.
after, that we figured out on a previous episode of the podcast.
Yeah, honestly, but so if you're applying this logic, that there's some examples of someone getting cuckolded in this guy's literature, then we're all weirdly into cuckoldry because it's come up multiple times in things that we've made. So
I'm not denying that. I'm talking about George R. R. Martin right now, though.
He's the weirdo. I'm normal for this.
He's an old man. They're not allowed to like things.
Anyway, yeah, still having a great time with Elden Ring. I am realizing though that I think I might just prefer like more linear games to open world games. That's not a slight against Elden Ring, but yeah, no, there's a lot going on here, and I realize now that I prefer the more authored, you are going to experience these events in a dedicated sequential order and then have the experience of that. Those games, those fights flowing with a narrative instead of being more determinate by user choice. But I am about to fight General Radigan, Starscourge Radigan, not Radigan, Radon, sorry. General Radon, Starscourge Radon, who is just a dude who rocks. This is a guy who, within the lore of this universe, somebody explained to me recently, one of the great, perhaps the strongest of all the demigods. He challenged the very stars themselves and won. And that's why there aren't stars in Elden Ring's open world right now.
It's not because they didn't want to animate them.
They come back. No, you beat him and then the stars come back. And also...
Still lessens the workload, but yeah.
Yeah. And then also you're introduced to him through like a little bit of like just kind of background lore where it's like General Radon studied at Renala's academy to learn gravity magic so that he could still ride into battle with his beloved but feeble steed Leonard. And that's like, oh yeah, that's sweet. Like, so like he figured out how to make himself lighter so that like his armor wouldn't weigh down his like crummy horse. And then you see him for the first time, and this is a man the size of a house riding a regular-sized horse. And it looks like... You know how sometimes a kid will pretend to ride a dog, but their feet are still on the ground, and that's supporting most of their weight? He's just doing that with a horse. And it is hilarious. And I'm really looking forward to this guy murdering me probably a dozen times.
That's a heckin' big boy.
Oh, he large.
I will tell you that much.
Yeah. And then even just the setup of this fight where it is... You are challenging him at the Festival of Radon, which is him having succumbed to madness, being infected with scarlet rot in a previous fight, and all of his former servants being like, no, yeah, we still love this dude. He did a lot for us. This is getting to be too much, though. He's just way too into killing people now. We gotta stop this. Is really fun. I'm enjoying it.
So it's like the Superman thing, where it's like, yeah, he's great. We like him. But, like, we're not going to be able to stop him if he does some fucked up shit. Like,
yeah.
Your job. That's where you come in.
Just keep him one kryptonite bullet in the chamber, just in case, because maybe the Joker will kill a pregnant Lois Lane, and then who knows what happens. Bad stuff, apparently. I think that's the plot of Injustice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
All right. I've gotten my required Elden Ring rant in. What are you guys checking out?
What are you doing, Andrew?
I mean, I'm still playing Horizon Forbidden West, but
What's going...
Like, I was going to say, I have not been able to play that much of it. Like, I am enjoying the hell out of it, but just the timing the last couple of days has not been good for being able to play video games. So, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I sent a clip to you guys. I was talking to Ryan while I was playing.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I like got to the top of a tall cliff. I like climbed up, and then once I reached the part where I couldn't climb anymore, I like jumped a little bit higher. Got to the top of a cliff. Saw there were machines below. Hopped out, like jumped down, used my glider, was floating around, and if you are falling in the game and you aim, it slows down time, just like in Breath of the Wild and every other game with a bow and arrow.
Okay.
And I fucking missed. And then I just slammed into the ground and had 1 health. And I said, I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move. Jumped, tried to aim, didn't compensate very well, missed, and just slammed face first to the ground.
How tall of a tower are we talking?
It wasn't that tall. It was like 100 feet.
Oh, so death.
I was up there.
Yeah, no, I
So
should've
death
died.
for a
was
real
up there.
person.
Yeah.
Aloy definitely should die. I was shocked when because I remember all this going down, and I told him then, like, no, you use the meme properly. Like, that's, you say I'm about to do what's known as a pro gamer move, and then you fuck up. Like, then you do something stupid.
Yeah.
So you nailed that part.
Yeah.
But that's
No, I found my first cauldron in the game, and cauldrons are basically the dungeons that are just futuristic spaceship shit where they make machines.
Right.
And
this feels like the Anti-Donna insert coin video, or no, it's not insert coin, where they're explaining a board game.
yeah.
It's all about the wood.
Yeah.
No, you don't
How much
understand.
wood do you have? And so I fought my way through the cauldron and did some of the like jump puzzly shit that you have to do, and then I reached the core. And every time you reach the core of a cauldron, there's a big machine to fight. And hold on 1 second, the dog is biting on stuff. And once you defeat that robot, you get the codes so you can hack other robots in the game. It's like it gives you 5 robots that you're able to hack if you find them out in the wild. And this was just a big robot hippo.
Okay.
That can suck up rocks and spit them back out at you. And as I was fighting the hippo, I'm like, oh man, this big ass robot hippo is kind of tough. But I think I'm going to be able to get it. And then just another robot hippo popped out of nowhere. There's just 2 of them. 2 big ass robot hippos. And that was a tough fight. I get my ass kicked a lot in this game, and it is fun. But again, I'm glad I replayed Horizon Zero Dawn right before I played Forbidden West, but it was a mistake to play on God mode.
Oh,
Because
no.
I beat that entire game without dying in combat once. Not once. And I died to common base level enemies fairly easily. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Andrew. Maybe I'm just built different. But if it were me in that situation, I would summon my boy Roger, the wandering magician, a spectral jellyfish, to do poison damage to those hippos. And then I'd just be in the distance, like chucking throwing knives until the bleed effect stats. And then, yeah, just knock them out. Knock out those hippos. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. The one thing, because this game definitely dives more into the RPG stuff than the last game did. Mm-hmm. You can basically make a build. There are a lot more weapons in the game and a lot more stats to upgrade and abilities to get and that kind of thing. I'm very surprised there aren't like summons. Like it's canonical that Aloy has allies and can hack robots. When I'm fighting a giant robot Tyrannosaurus, I want to be able to call in a fucking robot hippo that I killed before and have it like spit a rock at it and bite its ankle.
I forget where the technology is in like the area of the world we're in by the end of the first game. But I think she's at a where she could literally call them in. I think they're like getting to a point where the internet is becoming a thing and phones could be a thing again.
I mean, just for her and like a small subset of people, it's not. She's not rebuilding the old world. She just has the equivalent of a box full of iPhones.
Yeah.
Horizon 3 is gonna be just Death Stranding, like her just connecting the planet again.
I thought the internet would bring people together, but it just made them further apart than ever before.
Yeah, just a bunch of Russian trolls. No, dude, the machines are actually like super docile, and you can just go right up to them and pet them and shit.
They're saying thousands of people died to the machines every year, but I'm not finding any refutable proof or irrefutable proof. Like just a lot of the mainstream eldermen of the villages saying, yeah, but like my cousin said he looked into it himself and he hasn't seen any dead bodies.
Guys, I'm telling you, Aloy is actually like She's not even human, really. She's like a weird clone of a person or some shit.
All right, hey, now you're getting a little out of hand.
We were all here for the weird blood conspiracies.
And then the clone redhead went into the thing and found the alien people and their future robots. All right, man, let's get you to bed. No, I'm serious. This is real.
Yeah,
that's part of the game.
I don't know about you, but if I were in that situation, I would have had Russell Wilson chuck it deep to Jonathan Taylor on hitch corners, and I don't think that those robot hippos would have been able to stop that cheese. So that would have been my play.
I did want to ask quick before we transition to Madden talk. Andrew, I've heard some criticisms of Horizon Forbidden West 2, whatever the title is. Maybe a little more of a white savior thing going on in this game than the first one. You picking up on that at all?
No.
Okay, fair.
White savior. What?
Yeah. And they was just going around being like, here you go, people of non-white races who are disconnected from the world and history. Technology, you're welcome. Problem solved.
Aloy has not been giving any technology to anybody.
Okay. Fair.
You're pretty early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, but
fair.
I've definitely gauged the story and like where it's headed and that kind of thing. Aloy, her biggest problem is that she does not give a shit about people because she was an outcast and she's like, I'm trying to save the planet. I don't really care about you. You don't matter. And you are just going to slow me down and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. We'll run a remind me for when Andrew finishes the game. Was there any white saviorhood going on?
Did Andrew save his Madden career by winning the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh no! You were on a hot streak. It was going so well.
I was undefeated.
The Clash of the Titans, 2 undefeated 19-0 or 18-0 teams. Yeah. Did not go well. But what can you do? We're steaming through this season, and I think both Andrew and I are potentially gonna like not be able to keep the players that we did this franchise for together. And if that's the case, then maybe it's time to transition into the next whatever sim world we're going for. But
I am out of money. I think by far the highest rated team in our franchise. And I can't sign any more of my people. I'm out of money.
Yeah, and I'm relying on letting other teams sign my players so that I can then trade for them, steal them away at like half the price because the team that originally signs them has to pay for half their contract.
That's not a bad move.
Oh.
That's what I'm 100% doing. It's what I did in the last franchise. I highly recommend it if you have the draft capital to actually pull that off because then you only have to pay people half price. And if the other teams sign them to long-term deals, then you pay them half price for like 5 years. It's great. But, you know. So we'll see if I can keep all the Wisconsin people together. But it's been fun. Otherwise, I watched the first episode of Our Flag Means Death.
Don't
think I can recommend it. I'm probably need to watch at least another one to see when Taika Waititi comes in as Blackbeard.
Yeah.
To really make sure that like, this isn't anything. But yeah, not great first episode.
How long did it really take you to gel with What We Do in the Shadows?
I think I was on board pretty fast.
Really? Okay, fair.
Yeah. I think I really like the concept. So yeah, we'll see if Taika Waititi can save it, but not super high hopes. Reacher's bad. I think I said that. Station 11's okay. We'll see if I continue that. But yeah, Atlanta coming soon. And that'll be hopefully the savior, followed by Better Call Saul and Stranger Things. So.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
Final season of Better Call Saul, right?
Yes.
Were they?
It's split into 2 sub-seasons, though.
Were they filming when Bob Odenkirk had... Oh, wow.
They were rolling when he had his heart attack.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, that footage exists. And recently in an interview, he revealed how fucking close he came. Like, they used the defibrillator on the third try is when his like rhythm was reestablished. Yeah, like he's like, that's exceptionally rare. Like if it does not work on the first 2 tries most of the time, like you're never able to come back basically. So no, he was very close to dying on the set of Better Call Saul. So yeah.
Use the footage, Gilligan.
Oh god. I've seen that shit. Have you guys ever seen videos of that? No. Like a performer having a heart attack? It's fucked, man.
Yeah.
It's real fucked. I don't wish that on anyone. Like that's scary shit, man.
This is real.
Okay, it wasn't like a comedy.
This isn't part of it.
I mean, yeah, there are there's plenty where people are like laughing along because it takes them at least, 5-10 seconds to realize that it's not an act.
No.
Get out of the mode of like, I'm an audience and this is a performer. So
no, that is a human being actually in trouble.
Can you imagine?
It's actually
Can you imagine if it was a scene where Saul is having a heart attack? Wow, he's really going for it.
Jesus Christ. It's the opening scene of Station 11, ironically enough. A guy has a heart attack on stage doing Shakespeare, and like it's a giant ballroom and no one really knows what's going on. So, yeah, I don't know. Do not recommend it. Don't have a heart attack, everyone.
I think like 45 minutes into H Bomber Guy's 3-hour review essay. I don't even know what you call this style of criticism on the Deus Ex game. I'd probably be getting more out of it if I had played the Deus Ex game, but boy, is he good at being mean to people who deserve the like harsher critique.
But isn't his overall perception that it wasn't as bad as people thought it was?
Yeah.
Is Deus Ex regarded as a bad game? I thought it was like acclaimed.
I mean, the original games that I think Warren Spector worked on are, by my understanding, genre defining. This was we're going to circa 2007 make a AAA pass at this, and it didn't really work, but it's fine, and that's something he's upfront about, that he's like, I have a lot of feelings on this piece of media, but they're neither good or bad at the end of it. They even out, and that's a writing challenge, and so far he has executed on that challenge pretty well.
Yeah, I found it in my sub box. Deus Ex Human Revolution is fine, and here's why. And then the thumbnail is 2 of them, and it just says it's okay between them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a 3.5 hour long video to say that this thing is fine.
Do you got... And I know Quentin Reviews just put out fucking 8 hours.
8 hour long Victorious video. That is blowing up.
Yeah, fair. This is a follow-up to a 3-hour Victorious video he made, I think. And it's like, YouTube videos have a bloat problem now, right? It's not just me. I'm not crazy. I'm not like, on some level, this isn't good. This isn't yay, more content. This is, you should fucking pay someone to edit your shit.
All of the videos that I watch have always been the same amount of time.
It's got 2 million views in 6 days. Like, wow. He's doing something right. I think people see, thing I liked as a kid, 8 hours long. Like, okay, this is just my life. Like, I'm gonna watch it like a TV show for the next 3 weeks or whatever. Like, I definitely watched the whole iCarly video, which was almost 5 hours. And because I watched iCarly as a kid, I never watched Victorious. But then, yeah, the first that video got 3 million views, which I definitely always thought that iCarly was a bigger success than Victorious. Maybe
I think
have a wrong
Victorious was
perception
more
there.
popular with girls than iCarly was somehow.
Huh.
And also, I think, we were just on the bubble for iCarly to hit.
Yeah.
So we
got like
no
the first season or
perspective.
two of iCarly.
Yeah.
But Victorious is a little later. But yeah, so the iCarly video that was almost 5 hours long got 3 million views. The first Victorious video, which was 5.5 hours long, got over 4 million views. And now this video that's over 8 hours long has 2 million views in 6 days. So, and like an 8 hour long video, you can have at least 8 act breaks that have ad placements and no one's going to bat an eye. So if you're talking 16 million impressions, like, he's making fucking bank, man.
Yeah.
There's a motive there to bloat those videos. But yeah, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Sean watching, quote unquote, because Sean. I know you said you weren't as into it. Sean's video style is actually perfect for like casual gaming, like what I do with podcasts, like because it most of the time is just a still screen,
right?
And he's narrating, and then he very purposefully like marks it as like this chart shows, and then there's information on the screen, and you can just look over whenever he's referencing something on the screen, see what he's talking about, and then continue with whatever you were doing. Like it's actually perfect. Like it's better than podcasts in that way, where it's like perfectly interactable. But so yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot of, honestly, while I play Madden.
Andrew, I was talking about something that was just so outside of the realm of something you would consider watching. What is the longest YouTube video you think you've ever watched? If you could put a timestamp on it.
Oh, man, that is... I don't know. I don't know that I've ever watched a YouTube video that's more than like 40 minutes.
Jesus.
And it is rare that I watch
a...
one that's more than like 22 minutes.
What?
You've never watched a Funhouse like full play?
I guess there have been some videos that were like like they were made to be streamed, like they were just filmed while streaming something.
Like a VOD.
Yeah. So I guess I've probably seen something that's like an hour and a half. That's true.
What?
Right.
But it like only in that context of like, oh hey, this person that I know like did a stream and just has it on YouTube, and I watched it for an hour and a half, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I watched an hour and 15-minute long video today.
Oh.
I don't know, man. You and me, we're built different. I watch hour-long videos that I find on the homepage. Like, they're not even subbed. Like, I don't know, man. Shit's weird.
If they make the title appealing, why not? You gotta have something on in the background while you work and or eat. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I watched Sean's Harry Potter video, which was fucking amazing.
Warner Brothers is finally putting out more footage of that game, and like I think the entire internet pretty much agrees this is a bad idea right now specifically. So I have no fucking clue how well or poorly this is going to do.
Yeah, he wasn't even talking about the game at all. He was just referencing the movies, the books, and then to further back up his opinions, he read a bunch of other J.K. Rowling stuff.
No,
he read a lot of Pottermore, and he read a lot of like her other novels that she's written. And yeah, no, it's a well-researched and thought-out video of why basically J.K. Rowling's a neoliberal shill, and like her worlds are perfectly representative of that.
Yep.
And a lot of house elf slavery, like
fucking. Okay, this is a fantasy novel. The characters can do anything. This can be any world. Like, anything can be like the crest of society, the thing everybody wants. Oh, to go to private school? Okay. Rad, I guess.
Yeah. No, Harry Potter was a fucking rich kid who went to an elite private school and grew up to become a cop.
Yeah.
That's her wish fulfillment right there. And yeah, like just I know Michael, our friend who's like really into Harry Potter, when the minute anyone brings up criticism of Harry Potter, he's like, "Oh yeah, like that one I already forgot the name, but it's like a stupid name. When Hermione tried to like free all the house elves from slavery, like, and they all every character makes fun of her. The main characters, the teachers,
she's an abolitionist,
like,
and she's definitely made out to be like us, like the equivalent of someone back in the 70s going like, "We gotta save the trees, man." Like that kind of person who also those people grew up to be right, like. But yeah, she's just like, yeah, slavery is bad and we need to stop it. And they're like, oh, Hermione.
God, I think about how charitable some people's readings of the Harry Potter were back when they were first coming out. I think, mentioning Hermione specifically, until the movies came out, a lot of people's perception of that character was that Hermione might be black, or at the very least not white. She's written in a certain way. We're like, maybe that's a thing.
No reader ever once assumed that. J.K. Rowling tried to imply that after the fact in a tweet where she said, like, I never... curly brown hair and brown eyes. I never described Hermione as white. And then it says something like hashtag Rowling loves Black Hermione or something. And yeah, like rightfully so, Sean was like, so now imagine if J.K. Rowling wrote a scene where a little black girl was trying to free a bunch of slaves and all the white people around her said, oh, Hermione, you're worked up about nothing. This is so stupid. Like, so yeah, obviously J.K. Rowling full of shit, as always. Yeah. It's fucked up.
And if you did believe that, I could have fought for that harder during the movie casting. You weren't involved. Fucked up on every level.
She was heavily involved. She casted Hermione.
Yeah.
Like, she casted all of them. No, there's 0% chance that she had any of that in mind. And yeah, so much queer baiting and just it's a very, very well thought out video with a lot of evidence of like, wait, so why is this a thing? Oh, it's because J.K. Rowling's shitty.
Listen, Rowling, if you really wanted wizards to canonically shit their pants, you could have just had that in the books. Coward.
Yeah, no one is stopping you from writing more books. I think you're just scared that they're not going to do as well as you hoped. You can write a book about wizards that shit their pants, and some of your hardcore fans would definitely buy it. But then you open up the possibility of people diving deeper into your shitty writing.
I would like that. I would like that if Draco Malfoy made a point of, fucking muggle-born, so uncultured, and then just shit his pants.
And then waves his wand. He's like, all gone. All gone.
I think this podcast
I'm a big boy now.
Is just about all gone. Thank you so much for listening to episode 176 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will almost certainly be titled Vector the Cockodile. Sega, don't sue. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description if you want to help a collection of great progressive causes. Support us on Patreon or through the Anchor podcast platform. If you get on our Patreon, you'll be joining the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and sensual Richard Nixon. Send us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Support us. No way, I already did that one. Follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast, or follow me at Lucas DeWriter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. Best of luck with the week ahead, everyone. Talk to you soon.